Hello everybody. As we know, Proclamation 114, also known as the family ban, is now lifted. But what does it mean for applicants that are currently stuck overseas waiting for their visas, or those that have their visas and are wondering if they can enter the United States or not? The State Department issued a series of guidelines specifically for applicants that are impacted by this Proclamation 114. So we'll go over it in this video, exactly what you have to do, what are the steps that you have to take, and also remember that Proclamation 152 that bans the entry of certain workers is still on. That has not been lifted. So we'll talk about some of the national interest exceptions that are applicable for those applicants that are subject by that proclamation. So let's dive right in. Hello everybody. Welcome to our immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration updates, and everything else that you need to know to make your immigration journey stress-free. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California. I help clients in all 50 states. And if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us that big like so YouTube will be able to recommend this video to more people just like you. So once again, as we know, Proclamation 114, also known as the family ban, is now lifted. At the same time, Proclamation 152 that limits the entries of certain work visas is still on. It is important for you to understand that and remember that. What is the practical implication of the ban being lifted? It's great that it's lifted and it's amazing news, but the State Department issued those specific guidelines, and I'm going to go over them right now step by step. Specifically, the instructions that the State Department provided refer to the following applicants: those that have not yet had a visa interview, meaning that they have no visas yet in their passports. Next are those applicants that were previously refused visas. And finally, diversity visa lottery winners of 2020 and 2021. Finally, they provided instructions for people that are subject to the Schengen ban as to how they're going to be able to enter the United States once they get their visa stamped. So let's start with immigrants that are not yet interviewed. Those applicants not yet interviewed will be scheduled according to the procedures of the individual embassies as they're starting their phased resumption of visa interviews. So once again, my suggestion to applicants that have not received their visa interviews yet is to contact your individual embassy and request an interview right away. Let's talk about applicants that were previously refused. So these are applicants that their petitions remain valid, their I-130s or whatever petition is pending. It's very important to understand that the petition must be valid. Then they were interviewed before, but the embassy refused to issue a visa, claiming that Proclamation 114 prohibits them from issuing visas. Those applicants must wait for instructions from their respective embassies as to when they're going to be back at the embassy to get their visas. The Department of State said that they're going to reconsider cases that were previously refused because of the proclamation, and they will send specific instructions to the applicants as to what they have to do next. Moving next, diversity visa lottery 2020 applicants. If you're holding visas that were issued in 2020 and they are still valid, you can enter the United States immediately based on the State Department's instructions. Even if you have an annotation on your passport that says entry subject to Proclamation 114, you are still able to enter the United States immediately if your visa is valid. The Department of State also states that the visa lottery winners that their visas expired in 2020 at the moment cannot be issued replacement visas. The court also states that those individuals that received diversity visa orders in 2020 as a result of the Gomez versus Trump case, in that order that was made in September, are able to enter the United States even with expired visas. And the reason is because the court order specifically said that these individuals can enter the United States and the government should treat their visas as if they expired on the date the proclamation was lifted. However, those individuals that received diversity visas 2020 as a result of the Gomez versus Trump court order can enter the United States even with expired visas. Just like the court order specifically stated, the court should treat these visas as if they were issued on the date that the Proclamation 114 was rescinded. One thing is that the court didn't really specify how long these visas will remain valid though. It's really important to remember that this court order could be modified at any time. So if you're subject to that particular court order and you qualify, you need to make travel arrangements to the United States immediately. The only exception is for applicants coming from the Schengen countries, Those people that are coming from those countries cannot travel directly to the United States. Even if they're subject to a court order, they have to quarantine in the third country for 2 weeks before entering the United States. Let's talk about diversity visa applicants 2021. Those applicants should be waiting from their respective embassies to be notified when interviews are going to be scheduled. Once again, my recommendation is to follow up with your individual embassy to make sure that now they understand that they have to schedule your interview. And finally, when are these embassies going to reopen and resume visa services as normal? Well, according to that State Department announcement, and you can see it on the screen right now, they're going to start reopening these embassies on a post-by-post basis. It's very similar to what I reported in the previous videos about that. It is really important for you to follow up with your individual embassy because they're opening literally individually, post by post. And their staffing, of course, and their abilities to conduct interviews. And once again, it's not really specific exactly when they reopen, but we do know that many of them are starting to schedule interviews already. Therefore, be very, very proactive, follow up with your individual embassy, and remember, all the embassies are doing expedited appointments. If you need that, make sure that you consider doing that if you're really waiting for too long. So once again, this is the most up-to-date information about what visa applicants need to do now that the family ban 114 is lifted. These are specific instructions that the State Department released literally a couple of days after this ban was lifted. So hopefully this information was helpful. Once again, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and also drop your questions in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you have any more questions or if it's confusing, I'm happy to answer and make more videos based on your requests. So once again, thanks for watching. And if you do want to talk to me and if you want to set up a consultation with me, you can text the phone number right here and you can schedule a paid consultation with me to discuss your individual case. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.